Well, hey everyone, this is Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. You don't know this, but it's really take two because I've been watching the little thing go round and round, and that's why I'm 3 minutes late. Anyway, we are continuing our series on launching products without coupon codes. Too many people say, I'm going to launch my product by giving them a discount. That all that does is devalue your product. If you want to learn more about pricing, go look at last week's video. That is exactly where I talked about pricing your product at the right amount and then actually charging that amount. Today, what I want to do is talk about best practices, and then next week we're going to talk about adding bonuses to increase the value of your product. I know today isn't my normal day to talk, but tomorrow we have Christmas right on the other side of this wall with my parents, my kids, my grandkids. They're all here. Some of them are here, but they're off somewhere else right now. So I had a few minutes today that I thought I would talk to you about what the best practices are. Let me just say one thing because I saw some of your comments last week. I don't think that every single product needs a full launch. If you're putting out a product that's a $5 product, you can still do a mini launch. Maybe, tell them what it is, add a bonus if they buy within the first 3 days, something like that. But for your flagship products, what you want to be known for, this is who your company, your brand is. Those are flagship products. They really need a launch. A launch is not sending an email for a week. A launch is not sending an email for a week and then offering a discount. A launch is truly getting your people excited about what you are doing and what is going to happen, and you encourage some curiosity. And then you actually have an event, you launch the product, and then you go on for 5, 10, 7, whatever days that you want to actually launch your product. I think a launch is absolutely necessary for any flagship product that you are going to produce. Now, you can use some of the same ideas in a launch to make evergreen products really good. You can use similar best practices, but evergreen products are ones that just go along and they're always available. Launches, I would actually, it sort of depends on what you want to do, but when you are first starting out, I encourage you to launch a product and then close it down for a while and then launch it again. And do that maybe 3 times and then look at your stats. And then with your stats, you can make decisions about what to do to go forward. All right, so let's look at best practice number 1 is an event. Events drive sales. Let's just think about it. If you go to a conference or a seminar, a live conference or seminar, usually they have things to buy in the back of the room. That means that event is driving sales to the back of the room. If you go to a conference and they have a vendor hall, that conference is driving sales to all those vendors there. It is the same thing with an online event. Your online event should be driving sales to whatever your product is. And I totally believe in this. We have been using webinars since 2007 or 8. It's been a long time. And I believe that these webinars drive sales. Now, I don't call them webinars anymore. I call them master classes. It just seems like a better name right now. But it is an easy way to get everyone around the world to be centered on an event. Now, there's a lot. I'm not going to talk about webinars right now. In fact, I just realized I did not post the link to my live training on webinars. So if you want to learn more about live webinars, you can go to my previous training. It was on October 24th. I will put the link where you're watching it. And so you can actually watch that link on webinars because this is not about webinars. But I do believe that when you launch a product, you must have an event, a well-planned webinar that follows proven strategies. If you just get on and teach some things and sell it, you may not be following a proven strategy. So be sure that when you do a webinar or a class or a master class, whatever you want to call it, you are following best practices for a webinar that sells. All right, so number 1 best practice is have an event. Event drives sales. Number 2, How can you over deliver and add value? My favorite way to over deliver, my favorite way to add value is to offer bonuses. Now, that is a whole topic in and of itself. So, next week, I will be talking about bonuses. How do you add bonuses? What do you do with those bonuses? But what are some other ways that you could offer value? You could over deliver. If you are listening to this, leave a comment. Tell me some things. What do you do to over deliver for your new customers or for your prospective customers? How do you add value to the resource that you are launching? Now, I'll let you write some of those ideas down. Now, on the other side, be sure that you do not overpromise and underdeliver. That will get you in hot water. If you underdeliver, meaning you promise all these things and then you don't do them, people are not going to trust you. What you do, you want to make sure that you always deliver what you promise. Otherwise, it will get you in hot water. One of my favorite ways to over deliver, and I was going to look and see if there are any comments, but whether you're listening to the live or the replay, what are some ways that you over deliver with your customers? Or if you are just getting started, what are some things you're thinking about ways to do that? One of the easiest ways I know to do that is coaching. This can be individual coaching or group coaching. If you have a whole bunch of people you think are going to buy your product, offer group coaching. With my Raising Leaders, I offer group coaching, and it is a 6-week course. So here's how I do it. 2 weeks, they work on module 1, module 2. And then we have a coaching week, I call it implementation. Put into practice the things you've just learned. And then you and I will coach together during a certain time. Then modules 3 and 4, implementation, coaching, let's put it into practice. 5 and 6, implementation and group coaching. That is one way. Other people will deliver their entire product and then they'll have group coaching. Others will offer group coaching in a Facebook group. It doesn't really matter. So that's one way. The other thing you can do for group coaching is individual coaching. So one thing I have done is if you choose to buy within this time frame, I will give you 30 minutes of coaching, individual one-on-one coaching. You will fill out a form. We will talk about it so I can be prepared, and then we can talk about wherever you are. This is not just in business. I do group coaching and individual coaching in homeschool, but I have seen it done in the crafting area. I have seen it done in the health area. There are organization area. There are many areas that you can offer coaching. And so you can actually add value and over deliver. Another thing that I do is I do surprise bonuses to over deliver. What does that mean? That means they get the product, they get signed up, they get week 1, and all of a sudden they get an email, hey, surprise bonus, go check the members area. I just added this PDF or this audio training or video training or whatever it is. And all of a sudden they're like, wow, these people care about me. So that is another way that you can do it. I love surprise bonuses as well. So, number 1, best practice, use events to make more sales. Number 2, over deliver and add value with whatever it is, coaching, surprise bonuses. Number 3, build relationships and trust. I personally believe when you build relationships, you are over delivering. In other words, you respond personally to your emails. They are not canned responses. They are not if your virtual assistant responds and it needs a personal approach, your virtual assistant says, hey, so-and-so is out of town, or so-and-so will respond to you as soon as possible. I just want to make sure you know we received your email. Send individual emails to interested buyers. This is so important. Or individual direct messages in Facebook or Instagram. Another thing I have started doing is sending Loom videos to new students, but also to prospective buyers. Loom, you can get on and record a 20 or 30 second video, quick. It's just, hey, thanks for being on the webinar. I noticed you had a question about this. Let me know what else you're thinking and we can talk. Super quick. So, number 3, build relationships and trust. And number 4, set expectations. I think it is so important that you set expectations. They know how your business works. So when they log into the members area, have a welcome section or an intro section or something that lets them know how your business works. You might record a welcome video. That's what I do a lot of times, to welcome them and say, hey, and as you go through here, here's what you can expect. Another thing you need to be sure to make sure they know, how can they contact you? Do you want them to contact by email, in the members area, Facebook, or wherever? I don't know where you want them to contact you, but you need to make sure they know how to contact you if they have any problems, if they have any questions, concerns. That is super important because that builds relationships. It also sets expectations. They know how you are expecting them to contact you, and they don't go wandering off to Instagram when you're not even on Instagram. Okay, so, and I'm just making that up. Anyway, those are some best practices with online launches. Use an event because events drive sales. Number 2, over deliver and add value. That could be coaching, surprise bonuses, or something else. 3, build relationships and trust, because that will mean you have got a long time customer who will continue to buy from you. Number 4, set expectations so they know how you operate and how you can best serve them as well. Hey, if you have any other ideas on online launches, leave a comment here. If you have questions, leave a comment wherever you're listening. I am Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. Talk to you later.